Hi, I'm Wade from Thoroughbred Diesel, and today we're going to be installing an ATS arc flow intake manifold on an 01 Dodge. This is the last piece to our airflow improvement project that the boys from ATS had sent us up here for our 01 Dodge here. This is the ATS arc flow manifold. Now we're going to link you in this video to our unboxing where we give you the tech specs on the ATS arc flow video, and this is going to be our installation of this product video. So, you know, just some basic tools to have on hand. Everybody's probably taking their intake horn off their VP44 Dodge, 10 metric, 11 metric. You want to have 3 Allen wrenches handy for this too. 3/16 1/4 inch. I think it's a 6 mil. Yeah, 6 mil metric Allen headed. And then you're also going to want to have some Teflon tape for the plugs, and we'll show you a little bit about that as we get started. So we're going to go ahead and remove the stock manifold. All right, to start out with, you want to just go ahead and remove your fasteners from the intake manifold here. So these are all 10 metrics. You won't be using these back, so do with them what you want. You don't want to remove your last bolt just yet. You want to switch over to an 11 real quick to take off your bolt for the clamp on your intercooler pipe here. So give yourself enough air to get it out, and switch back over to your 10. Remember the position of that ground wire and where it is located. Now, you're going to want to separate the intake manifold from the block heater, and I just twist as best I can here on the intercooler pipe. If it gives you trouble, just go ahead and loosen it up some more, and you may wind up needing to removing it completely. They can get a little stuck there. There it is. Okay. So we'll bring that on out. Before we install our ATS arc flow manifold, what I like to do is I like to go ahead and put in my 1/8 by 27 MPT plugs where I'm not going to be running boost gauges or anything like that. So for you guys that are, you know, obviously leave the ones unplugged, but a little bit of Teflon tape here on your plugs, just like so. Then get your excess off of it, but just do that for each one of these plugs. They will need a little bit of pipe tape on them. This is what you're going to use your 3/16 for, Allen head. So 3/16 Allen, then just go ahead and tighten those up. It's just easier to do this job while it's off of the truck. Obviously for these back ones, you have 3 on the rear of the intake and then 2 on the top here. So I am picking up my boost off of my Smarty touch. So I'm going to go ahead and plug everything off here. Before we start back, you're going to want to make sure that you have your gasket for the bottom of the grid heater. Those are reusable gaskets, so just want to make sure that you get that cleaned up and on there. Then take your grid heater, go ahead and clean the old gasket off of your grid heater and position it where you need it. And then you get a nice new gasket from ATS here. It comes with your arc flow manifold, and it is a genuine Cummins gasket, so it's not some cheap Chinese crap. They send you the real deal, people. Woo! All right, so 396.99.88. Get that one memorized. You just want to pop it on the top side of your grid heater. Then we're going to go ahead and put our arc flow manifold on. Remember to make sure that you've got your plugs in here if you're not going to be using these ports just like I do there. So I'm going to go ahead and start my end in the intercooler pipe, and then the boot, and just twist it over. Just get your old dipstick, your old gauge out of the way there. I just kind of leave her set up like that, and then I'm going to go ahead and start my long bolts. You want to use one of these thermal washers. You'll be putting on your normal washer here, and then one of these thermal washers will go between the intake manifold and the bolt itself. So go ahead and drop one in there. And what I'm doing, and I don't know if you can see it on the camera there with Adam, I started it through the gasket. And what you fight here is you're fighting your oil gauge, which if I just move it out of my way, a little bit more there, but it tries to keep pressure on your intake. Adam jumped in there and landed a hand. There we go. So once you get one of the long bolts started, then you can twist around, get another long bolt. Just like so. With little thermal O-rings. This is our back one here. Pick it up, make sure you get it, and then it's really a joy to get both of them. There we go. Perfect. There we go. Yeah, you're good. You can go ahead and let the and go there. So once you've got those two back ones lined up and you've got it through your ATS arc flow, through the intake grid heater, and then through your bottom gasket, you're in good shape. Now we'll do our ground wire on the short bolts in the front. So we're going to put our bolt in first so the ground wire is actually touching the metal head of the bolt, and then sandwiching it between the washer. Then we'll put our little thermal gasket on here if it'll allow us to. Nope. Let's line it up over the hole here, and then we will push our bolts in. What I like to do now is I'm going to go ahead and take my 6 metric, and I'm going to start one of these, maybe 2 if I can get it. Yes, I did. So once you get 2 of them started, you're pretty well in good shape there. I'll start on more of my tall ones. All right. Now put our last short bolt in. So on the back side, one more short, steel washer, and then my last little thermal gasket here. There we go. That's it. So we're just going to snug these 4 bolts down now. Next, we're going to go ahead and bolt our oil gauge up to our arc flow manifold. Now, I'm not going to lie to you with the magic of everyday video. If your oil gauge does not line up with that hole, what you want to do, remove the actual dipstick itself, and then the gauge tube here, you just want to push it back to try to stay inside that natural transition that you've got, and it'll just bend just a little bit back. Doesn't mess up gauge level or anything like that, but to get it lined up with that hole. And we will go ahead and snug it down as well. No torque here. However, our our 4 bolts at the intake. These are going to have 13 foot-pounds of torque on them. You want to do them in kind of a crisscross pattern. So we'll torque those off here in just a second. Again, torque these down to 13 foot-pounds. All right, last piece to the puzzle is doing our intake boot here, our clamp on it. So we'll tighten it down once we turn the ratchet the right way. Don't over tighten it. One thing I do like about the ATS horn is the bottom of that horn is flared, so you've got another stopping point for it in case you blow a boot or something like that. That's going to keep that clamp from sliding down, because you'll have some oil soak in here, especially on these old trucks. So there she is, boys. I'll move all my tools here, and Adam can swing around and get a good front view of it. Really like this intake horn. They did a great job. You can see it, fits under the hood nicely. Really clean at the back of it, where you can't see any of your connections that would be back there. So pretty neat little install. Big shout out to the guys at ATS for sending one up here for us. And again, this is our last part of our airflow increasing package on this VP44 Dodge. It's they sent us a intake manifold, pulse flow, intake arc flow manifold, the pulse flow exhaust manifold, and then an Aurora 3000. So we'll get you some data on this and let you know how we like it. So thank you for watching our video. Like and subscribe to our channel, and check out the other videos that are linked to this series on increasing airflow to a VP44 Dodge.